Yo, what's going on, guys? AKA TeeChurch here, bringing you guys another video. Today we're VOD reviewing Bugha and Mero. This was a coaching session that I actually did with a couple of the players in my organization, AKA Immortal and AKA Tinley. This is honestly a great session. I learned a lot. I know they learned a lot, and I hope you guys learned a lot too. Enjoy the video. Isn't he still making grands and shit pretty consistently?
Oh no. He's pretty bad.
Oh my god,
Made grands with Lawrence last season.
Do what?
dogs are
Made
so
grands with
annoying.
Lawrence last season.
Hello?
Yeah.
Alright, so important note on the timing for the max distance. They're leaving slightly early. This is kind of what got us. This is my fault, right? I told you guys to go late, and then we also didn't. Me and Immortal looked over it, but we went. Instead of going right, we should have gone left and line of sighted.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
You saw it too, bro. As soon as we died, I looked left and I got so angry. We could have just line of sighted and then used the pad or fucking just ran in. We would have had a better chance.
Swappy in a tree? No. How did he live off spawn?
He's not going chonkers. He died there and died a lot of times. This is first game?
Yeah.
Probably knew Bugha was in there. Or maybe he full switch up rock. I thought he was still going in.
Swappy Speedway, so.
Sloppy Speedway.
And then it's basically just. I mean, it's basically just free from there, boys. I mean,
On the rotate? Yeah,
yeah.
no, if we pulled that, even in our game where we died, the last game, we pulled that rotate off, the game was pretty much free there. We had really good mats and meds. Like Andy, we don't have Spider-Man. But
I mean, obviously, yeah, obviously they're using, you know, obviously they're using the mountain on the left to line of sight, and then also, like, they're able to position themselves going into 50-50 on the edge of the congestion as opposed to inside the congestion. Which is like big for them on this rotate, right? Because the right side of the map is still kind of like the dead side of zone. So they kind of utilize, they're not going fully dead side, right? And like wrapping into dead side, they're kind of using the old builds kind of down the middle in order to block off kind of everything from the congested side. So, you know, running down the middle is not always a bad idea, but it's very dependent on, you know, the amount of people in the lobby, builds in front of you, and then also opportunities to line of sight.
And terrain, bro.
What's up?
This is really terrain. Like, if, like, desert.
Yeah.
Bad,
Yep.
This is good because there's a lot of trees.
Right. When, you know, in those water zones, like we got the one at center map.
That's the worst.
Yeah. Because it's all wide open. There's the only opportunities you guys really had to line of sight, I think, was the.
Right or left?
Yeah, it was the actual like platform that you guys were boxed up on. You know. That's the only type of terrain that was available to you guys to allow you to line of sight. And then we're getting nice and elevated here away from the congestion because we're up on surge, so we're just playing fully safe here. Use a decent bit of mats to get in here. Sitting at around 1,800 mats on the two of us. Go for the pre-edit play. Do one of you guys have pre-edits on?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we should do more of this at 50-50.
I could turn them back on, but I don't know if
I have them on.
What'd you say?
I used to have them on. I just
Yeah.
turned them off.
Well, only one person needs to have them on.
I've had them on forever.
Okay. All right, so we pull first moving here. See how they handle this with no gloves. Kind of a greedy play by Mero there, going into everyone else's territory to get the body. But with Bugha there backing him up, you know, it looks like everything else is free around him. This solo is actually making the smart play and just getting away and playing his life. I'm sure part of that is because they know it's Bugha and Mero. And then Blizz just gets cleaned up right there, obviously. Alright, so we're staggering a little bit, playing back into our old builds. No dead side here, right? So instead of... Okay, so we're still running right down the middle here. Still working to one side of zone where we can, again, keep our sides free. Trusting Mero here to go ahead and ramp over our backs. This is you, Immortal. I'm actually kind of surprised Bugha doesn't lose a little bit more HP on this rotate. Right, and then couldn't really see what happened there. I'm going to go drone free to see how much they tarped real quick. So, yep. Simple tarp here, drop onto this layer because it's free, and then we full box. You can kind of see where they dropped off here as well. So... Alright, so now we're chilling, we're in zone, we're completely safe, we're still actually chilling on mats because we picked up that refresh at half and half. And then also notice, you know, they didn't get overly greedy to go kill the solo, they just let it go because they understand, hey, we only need the one body here. Because it's half-half, people are still probably going to be pretty fairly stacked, you know? We don't necessarily need to get the entire team wipe, one body is enough to get us back on track with our mats. Alright, so zone's going to pull far south. React to that. Solo tarp a little bit. But you see how cheap Bugha's tarping here with the tack sprint? Tinley, that's something that I want you kind of especially to take note of. Just how cheap Bugha is tarping on a couple of these layers just to preserve a little bit of extra materials. Because every little opportunity that you have to conserve materials matters. Especially once we start, you know, once we start getting into those finals lobbies, like, that's going to be, you know, a very, very big thing once you guys get into endgame, especially with the playstyle that you guys play. The players are going to be better. It's going to be harder to come across those refreshes. Alright, so we start to get cut off. We back up a little bit. We have a little bit of time because we're holding the front side, so we stagger a little bit, decide to heal up. Coming out left here, again, just blocking our tops because we're not getting sprayed out from the side. The main goal here is just to make sure that we don't get beamed from one of those teams that are above or below us. Start to get cut off in front of us. We see the player, so Bugha's going to go ahead and drop. Now dropping all the way to low ground because he sees that it's free. So now we're front side low ground. What's up?
I saw this game. I watched it. Yeah.
You guys watched this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was talking to Temple about how I wanted to watch a few of Bugha.
Okay.
It's good to watch this again, I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. Alright, so still staggering just a little bit. Bugha's going to leave the chest. That's actually very... good job not greeting by Bugha. There's still pretty decent materials there, so I feel like they can... Oh, I guess... Are they already in zone right here? I couldn't really tell. Looks like they might be. Yeah, okay, yeah. They're pretty deep in zone here. Alright. Oh, no, they're not at all. What the fuck? Okay, so yeah. They get in right here, yeah. Alright, now we're chilling in zone. See the zone pulls back. Zone pulls back, automatically puts us front side. And then just the easy kill as we're rotating forward on Jivvy because we see it's a solo. The big thing, though, too, that you guys should notice as well is, like, they're not forcing, you know, a lot of their refreshes. A lot of this is just coming to them naturally over the course of the game.
I don't know how they had so many mats, though.
It's because of those little...
Like, they had 2 kills lost 1.
So, well...
1.5.
Yeah, so they had the 1 at half, and then they just got the pick on Jivy, which gave them an extra about 200 mats, I believe. But that's what I'm talking about, Tinley. It's those little mat conservation things that Bugha's doing, where like he's leaving the tarp and he's not completely full tarping. You know, he's cheap tarping, leaving one of his sides open, working to the side of zone. You know, not fully, but at least enough to where there's not a bunch of teams on one of his sides, so he can kind of leave that side open and then allow Mero to cover his back.
Yeah.
When you tarp, you like to full tarp all the time. Okay, pulls back south. So we're just going to continue to rat our tarp. And this is huge, right? Like, this is obviously like a little bit of RNG. If the zone continues to pull the other way, then we have to start spinning a bit of our mats. But, you know, the thing is that we've played the game well enough up to this point that now we're sitting at, we're sitting at around 600 mats for the two of us going into the last zone. Like, this is a really good place to be because you probably have more materials than most of the teams in the lobby at this point. So now we're getting into that kind of top 8 situation. This is generally when you guys are running out of mats and you're kind of trying to force a refresh, or perhaps we went down a little bit earlier, like second or third moving. You know, one of us went down and we're having a solo clutch. Again, continuing to rat old tarps, taking a little bit of zone when we can, because we see, again, zone is moving diagonally to from their perspective, it's to the left. It looks like it's to the right on our map, but because they're going south, so they're facing south, it's going to be pointing to their left. So Bugha takes a little bit of zone and goes ahead and claims the territory for them ahead. We see low ground is free here because it's kind of pulling down a mountain, right? So we could continue to drop layers. Yeah, Othie, I'll be playing FNCS tomorrow. Yep. And then it's just a little bit of individual fighting skill out of Mero here, going ahead and picking up a knock, and then Bugha coming in behind him to clean it up. Now we claim... So this is our win condition, right? This is where they establish, like, hey, we can win this game. Because at this point in the game, we're top 6. It's the last zone. We got about a minute left. We see this kid slide down. He's getting pushed in on by Smokus. Pick up the kill. Oh, it's okay. That's Okus. All right. And then we're just there first, so we kind of get to just be in their face with our shotgun out. Now we've fully claimed low ground. We're in a water zone. Kids above us think they have it. We just have to make sure we don't get cut off here. Obviously, a bit of individual skill out of Mero here, finding the hole on, I believe that's Tabney. Gotcha. Bugha gets picked up here from height.
Nah.
And then
Oh,
second place.
Never mind. There was a game where fucking Mero was just a fucking joke.
Alright guys, so that was how to conserve materials like Bugha and Mero. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video today. Remember to follow, like, and subscribe. And you can find the links to the rest of my socials down below.